Nessa girl, I went down to my closet, honey. I told my hangers, give me an old nasty piece of Oscar-worthy black Oscar de la Renta dress with a deep plunge in the front that accentuate the positive and highlight my cleavacy. And with that, honey, my hair is laid like Blackballed. Yes, guys, I got on my Blackballed Oscar dress. The one that Monique did not wear to the Oscars this year. Oop, catch them tees. Nessa girl, before I get ready to get out of here and go on this Tinder date with this man that I just met yesterday, I want to give you a call about all this Lee Daniels, Monique, Oscar, Blackball situation. I've been silent up until now, but this shit has been weighing on my mind for a very long time, and I got a few opinions about it. First of all, at this point in the game, it is beyond obvious that Miss Lee Daniels and my spiritual advisor, Oprah Winfrey, have a hand in Monique being blackballed. It's obvious. It is so obvious. And I woke up today, honey, Monique had done did a nasty 2-minute piece of interview with Harvey Levine down to the TMZ. And in this interview, she, and let me back up real quick. Monique needs to stop doing interviews because at this point she's digging a grave for herself. But in this interview, Miss Monique pretty much reveals that Lee Daniels kind of had a hand in blackballing her. Monique goes on to speak about how Lee Daniels told her the people at Fox said you're difficult. And then Monique slips up in this TMZ interview and says, well, Lee, why would you tell them that? I'm thinking, okay, maybe she just answering the questions real fast and she meant to say, Lee, you know, why wouldn't you defend me or why wouldn't you say otherwise? But catch Monique's follow-up statement. The people at Fox say you're difficult. Lee, why would you tell them that? You and I have never had any situations. Bam. That being said, Monique just gave us an insight on what the fuck really going on. Monique, no tea, no shade. Lee Daniels felt some kind of way about you after Precious and all that was going on, and that queen got the last laugh. Now, if y'all don't remember, when Precious first came about, they was doing all the press for Precious. Everything had to hit the blogs. Monique don't want to go promote. Monique asking for more money. Monique did this. Oprah feels some kind of way about Monique. Monique didn't thank Lee Daniels at the Oscars. Just all this stuff was going on. And the culmination of these years worth of events is what got Monique's ass to where she is right now. Now let me tie things up for y'all real quick regarding Monique and this Oscar that she did not deserve. Lee Daniels, before Precious, wasn't nobody checking for Lee Daniels. Lee Daniels didn't have no whole lot of budget. He didn't have no whole lot of power. He didn't have no whole lot of contacts. But what he did have was a little bit of friends, okay? And he called Monique and he said, girl, look, honey, I'm doing a movie. I need a little bit of help. I mean, we ain't got no budget. The role is only this big. It don't require a whole lot of your time. Just give me a week or two of your time, and I can pay you around about $50,000 a year. Monique put the bucket of chicken down she was eating, and she sucked her teeth and rolled her eyes, and she said, all right, sis, I'll do it for you. Okay? Now follow me here. Monique goes on to do Precious. She did a very great job in the movie. You know, real talk, when your friends are just getting started and they asking you for favors and stuff, you never really think the shit gonna be as big as it was. Can't nobody tell me who was part of Precious thought that Sapphire, old sick-ass book about this girl daddy fucking her in the ass while she was 2 years old was going to turn into this stellar movie that it did. But it did, okay? Now, here's the thing. Monique got her little $50,000 check, cashed it, and went on about her business. As the movie started picking up momentum, people started speaking Lee Daniels' name and saying, Lee Daniels Precious, Lee Daniels Precious. They needed Monique to tour, help promote the movie. Monique, we need you to go down to the Sis Trunk Festival. We need you to go to Jazz in the Gardens. We need you to go to the Taste of Chicago, bitch. We need you to go to Honey Boo Boo Pageant. We need you to go to all these things, the Martin Luther King Festival, the March on Selma. We need you to go, Monique, and promote, because we already didn't have no budget and we need to make our money back. Promote. Monique didn't want to promote. And she didn't want to go to the Cannes Film Festival. And here was her rationale. I did this movie as a favor to my friend. Y'all already didn't pay me what I feel I'm worth. So shit, I ain't doing no extra work. And so be it, Monique. That is your God-given right and your prerogative. But the gag is, you can't come back years later and after reaping the consequences of your previous actions and get an attitude. So what happens is, at some point in the game, I'm sure Lee Daniels called her and was like, Monique, girl, do this. What's going on? Why you won't go promote? Why you won't do this? And Monique gave that man some back talk. And y'all borderline fell out a little bit. Now fast forward to the Oscars. Monique wins the Oscar for the award. But what does she do? She gets her petty, ghetto ass on stage. And the first line out of her mouth is, I would like to thank the Academy for showing the world that it can be about the performance and not the politics. Boop! Did I quote you right, Monique? Girl, anybody with Ray Charles' vision could see that you was taking a dig and a jab at somebody. Now, at that point, that somebody was unclear. But see, the shit don't hit the surface now. You was talking about Lee Daniels and all the rest of them. Then you took it a step further, Monique, and you did not thank Lee Daniels. Now that your ass is being blackballed, you want to get down to the TMZ interview today talking about, yes, Lee Daniels was infuriated with your ass for not thanking him. And the bullshit ass excuse you going to provide to the whole world is you told him you didn't want to thank him exclusively because there was so many people involved with making this project a success. You didn't want nobody to feel left out. Let me tell you something, Monique. Quiet as it's kept, honey. Newsflash. I don't think the grips, the makeup artists, the script writers, the executives at the movie theater, Oprah, Tyler Perry, Jesus, Allah, or Mary Magdalene would have felt some kind of way if you thanked the director. Okay? Monique, everybody thanks the director. Okay? It's a given. But you was being petty. And I'm going to tell you something. See, what your best friend, your husband, your manager did not tell you, what Sydney did not tell you, don't mess with a queen. You damn sure don't mess with a queen with a little bit of power, a little bit of leverage, and a whole lot of coins. No, God, honey, because let me tell you something. You might have got Lee Daniels today, but he got you tomorrow. You might have got him that day, but he got your ass tomorrow. And that's exactly what happens. Fast forward, Lee Daniels is now the new it man in Hollywood. And all he has to do is drop a few disparaging words about you at the right Hollywood parties down the Meryl Streep house. And girl, your career is over. Okay, now in this interview, now I'm going to tie this shit up for you because it's getting long. In this TMZ interview, Monique says, Fox said Monique is difficult. They didn't want her to play cookie. No, let me tell you something, Monique. That's Lee Daniels fixing your ass, okay? Don't you believe that shit, honey. That's him saying, here Monique, here go a roll. Nah, I take it back. Here go a roll. Nah, I take it back. I'ma fix your ass for not thanking the bitch at the Oscars and for not wanting to promote. Let me tell you something, Monique. Quiet as it's kept, you should have did it. Quite loud as it is, you need to stop going on these damn interviews antagonizing Lee Daniels because real talk, no tea, no shade, you have then deserved that Oscar in the first goddamn place. And quiet as it's kept, I've always said Oscars are bad luck charms for black folks, okay? What good is an Oscar, bitch, if you ain't working? Okay? Look at Gabourey Sidibe. Quiet as it's kept, she is who the fuck should have won an Oscar for Pressure. She may not have no Oscar, honey, but she got a job. That's all that matters. She played the Jamaican maid on that Eddie Murphy movie. She played in American Horror Story. And now she's sashaying her ass all across my screen in these Payless clogs on Empire, okay? She may not have an Oscar, but she working. That role you played, Monique, shit, my mama cussed me out like that every goddamn day of the week. You ask any ghetto mama down to the welfare, okay, how's she doing? And she can play that role you played, Monique. So for you to be walking around here like you just some big Oscar-worthy actress, Miss Parker, sit your goddamn ass down somewhere, okay? And then here's the thing, Monique. You keep going on these interviews antagonizing Lee Jones, and what the fuck you really need to do, mama? You really need to just apologize. You don't eat every goddamn thing else under the sun. How about your ass eat a piece of humble pie? I don't agree with it either, Monique, and I'm on your side in reference to it should not be about the politics and the fake air kisses and fake hugs. But let me tell you something, mama. I'm not finna let no fake air kiss and saying some words at an Oscar speech that I do not mean keep me from eating. Okay, girl? If all you got to do is thank the man, show up to a couple film festivals, wave and smile, then do it, bitch, if it'll keep you working. It is what it is. You gotta wait until you get into a Lee Daniels, Tyler Perry, or Oprah position before you can try to buck the system, start a revolution, and say fuck the man. I'm just giving you some straight grown lady advice. So what the fuck you need to do at this point, Monique? You need to use this platform you got in this newfound airtime that you're getting, and instead of further antagonizing Lee Jones and borderline embarrassing him and keeping his name in the media without his permission for some negative shit, you need to use this newfound airtime to kiss his ass and to just say, thank you, Lee Jones. And you know what? Say some generic shit like this. After sitting down and thinking about that conversation that I had with Lee, Lee is absolutely right. And there were some things I did in the past that probably I should not have, that affected my career. And one of them was not promoting the Precious movie and perhaps thanking the directors and some of the other key people that were part of Precious's success. Baby, you see that wasn't even 2 minutes worth of white woman speech I gave you. And I just saved my career. Look at God. If he did it for me, he can do it for you. Okay? Would you stop wading in the water, Monique? Stop wading in the water. Get Jesus on the main line. Get the baker on the main line. Tell him what you want. A large order, a humble pie. And get your career back on track. And another thing, while I got you on the line, Lee Daniels has also made it known that your husband is outbidding you. That's code for, we don't like talking to your husband on the phone. And quiet as it's kept, Monique, since this dark cloud of negativity has been casted upon your husband as it relates to him being your manager, you need to fire his ass too and get another manager just for vanity's sake. Your husband could still be running the show behind scenes, but you need a new face as the manager of your career. And here is why. There's such a negative energy associated with you and your husband. Everything surrounding your career needs to look brand new. And quiet as it's kept, honey, I really don't think your husband is all that as a manager. Because if he was, you'd be working. The true test of a manager is if he can get his client some roles. And quiet as it's kept, honey, you have not worked since Precious, and Blackballed don't count. Because y'all produced that and is a part of it. You had to create your own movie. Ain't nobody knocking at your door offering you no movies. He said your husband outbidding you. Quiet as it's kept, Monique, don't get too cocky because you won that Oscar by mistake. So you can't be running around here trying to charge Meryl Streep prices. I'm just saying, real talk, bitch. Monique, you really just 2 notches above Jocelyn Hernandez doing a club walkthrough for $5,000. I'm just saying, correct me when I'm wrong and acknowledge me when I'm right. But you know what? I'm trying to say this, Monique. Your husband really ain't no real manager because he came into your life when you was already on and popping and hot. Shit, it really was nothing for him to manage. The roles was coming to you. Quiet as it kept, honey, you could have answered your own phone calls and shuffled your own paperwork. There was nothing for him to manage. Now that you need a true manager that's going to go out there and lobby for you and politic for you and do all these things for you, he's nowhere to be found. I don't even know this man. But the proof is in the pudding, honey. Where is the jobs? Where is the jobs? Nowhere. You on the child line, down to the welfare, the same welfare you told Precious to go to, looking for some roles. Let me tell you something, Monique. Get your ass on this TV. Apologize. You don't have to mean it. You don't have to mean it. Let me tell you something. You spoke about Hattie McDaniel in your Oscar speech. And Hattie McDaniel's most famous line is, I'd rather play a maid than be one. Do you think that lady played over 40-something maids? That shit bothered her every day she went to work? It bothered her. Because black women are greater than maids. But let me tell you something, honey. She had to reconcile her chips and take the lesser of the two evils. I'd rather play a maid on TV than be one. And if having a player maid is keeping me rich black fish, then I'ma do it. So Monique, the moral of the story that you need to gather from your inspiration in this historical figure who shares that award with you, Miss Hattie McDaniel, is, baby, do what you gotta do to work. Monique, play a maid so you don't have to be one. Monique, play a maid so you don't have to be one. You might not be scared of Lee Daniels, bitch, but you need to be scared of the repo man, okay? Because if you don't get no roles, he gonna be bamming on your door to get your car. And who needs to be bamming on your door is the Hollywood scriptwriters. Let me tell you something, Sister Monique. You know, this started out to be a very funny phone call, but you have been on my heart for a very long time. And bitch, I just said, girl, Lee Daniels and Oprah, Iyanla Vanzant, Maya Angelou, bitch, I might got a little bit of Nikki Giovanni poetress in me. Because I pulled that out of thin air, baby. Monique, play a maid so you don't have to be one. Bitch, I had some more to say, but you know what? That right there was so goddamn deep. I got to get off this phone. Let me tell you something, Monique. Apologize to them people and do what it is you have to do. A 2-minute speech of words that you do not mean is a hell of a lot better than walking around Hollywood panhandling for roles, okay? We'll work for roles. Do you have any extra roles? Honey, I'd be an extra at this point. No, God. And in closing, girl, my hair is laid like Blackballed. But Monique, y'all, that statement was so deep, I lost all my goddamn funny. I said that, Monique, play a maid so you don't have to be one. Nessa, girl, I'm finna go get off this phone and go ahead and bump these ends and finish curling this half of my Tinder date. And I'll call you later, girl. Bye.